Hey guys, I'm Dimension Jumper and today I'll be reviewing the Legend of Zelda DLC pack for Mario Kart 8, and this was released back in November of 2014. Now, this is the first DLC pack out of two, the other one being the Animal Crossing DLC that was released for the original Mario Kart 8 for the Wii U, and I would say in terms of the DLC tracks that we've gotten so far, if we look at both the original DLC and the DLC that we have for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, I would say that the Zelda pack was probably my favourite one out of all of them so far, mainly because it's got the Legend of Zelda course in it, as well as it's got Link from the series, as well as a bike that's Legend of Zelda themed called the Master Cycle, I believe. And with this particular bike, it's basically a horse, like a mechanical horse, that has two Hylian shields on the side, as well as Trifle symbols on the wheels, which I think is quite cool. And I would say the pack as a whole is really fun. I really do enjoy a lot of the tracks in this game, or in this particular pack. For instance, you've got Yoshi Circuit, Wario's Gold Mine, Untitled Outpost, and Zelda Circuit, or Hyrule Circuit, or I believe it's one of those two titles. And I do enjoy a lot of these tracks. I think they are probably some of my favourite ones in the game, and I really do enjoy how each track is unique, because with the Yoshi Circuit, I didn't know until it was pointed out to me, I think a few years ago, that entire track is, if you look at the outline of the map, is one massive Yoshi, which I think is quite interesting and quite clever. And I hope that future tracks in either the DLC for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, as well, or as in future Mario Kart games, have something like that, where you get like a particular course that has the outline of a particular character, like the outline of Yoshi, maybe, or Luigi, or Mario, or Peach, or whoever, and they could use some of the shortcut, and maybe some of the shortcuts could be used on like some of their things, or some of the like things that they have. So let's say for Mario, for example, there could be a shortcut or alternative path where it's like you can go across his mustache. Maybe that could be like a shortcut or alternative path, and that could go similarly to Luigi, or with Peach. You could do like sort of like shortcut or alternative path with Peach's crown. That could be an interesting take on an alternative path. That could be quite cool and interesting to look at. And yeah, and with the Hyrule Circuit track, I do enjoy how halfway through it you will come across an anti-gravity bit, and there are these three sort of bump things, these sort of like diamond looking things on the track, and if you bump all three of them in a row, you'll see a ramp, and that you can go through that ramp and across the Master Sword, which I think is quite cool and fun. I do enjoy that bit. And now I'm going to show you some gameplay. So for the gameplay, I'm going to show you some of the tracks that both the Egg and Traveller's Cups bring. So one of my favourites, or one of them I'm going to show you, is Excite Bike Arena. Now, what's cool about and unique about the Excite Bike track is that every time you play it, the track changes in a way, and you're probably thinking, how can it change? It's mainly due to the hills in the game, or in this particular track, because they will change each time you play. So this particular part of the track that I'm playing will be different to the one that I play, let's say in a year or so. It wouldn't be it might not be the exact same setup, but the track is as a whole is quite unique. I do enjoy this whole way of playing the game. It's very different, and even though it's a basic track, it's like the most basic of tracks, but I still enjoy it. I still think this is an enjoyable sort of track, because it means each time is different and unique, and you always come back having fun, I would say. And I would say this is an enjoyable sort of track. And now I'm going to show you maybe one more track from this particular cup, and show you 2 tracks from the Trifle Cup. So another track that I like from the Yoshi Cup is from the Egg Cup is the Yoshi Circuit, mainly because if you look at the if you look at the map on the right hand side of the screen, you can see that the whole outline is just one Yoshi, and I never knew that until it was pointed out to me a few years ago. So I think, again, like with the Excited Bike Arena, this particular course is unique when it comes to its layout and design, just because it's just an outline of Yoshi, and I think it's really cool just to see like a Mario character design wise on a track, and I think that's really cool and fun, and it just adds that more uniqueness to the Mario Kart series as a whole, because you don't really get that in Mario Kart games, I believe, because all the courses, all the tracks are basically based, all the maps and the tracks are based on what the layout is of whatever map or whatever track you may be on. So with the Yoshi Circuit, it's just a really enjoyable way of just looking at a map and track differently. So yeah, and now I'm going to show you 2 tracks that I quite like from the Trifle Cup. So one of the tracks that I like from the Trifle Cup is Ice Post, mainly because it's like one of the few ice-based levels that doesn't have ice physics, in terms of you don't slip about all over the place. And I do like this whole yellow and green paths, because this whole track, it kind of depending on which track you're on, if you're on the yellow path or the green path, even though they both lead to the same outcome, you can basically change whatever track or whatever path you want to be on. So right now I'm on the green path, but now I'm on the yellow path. So I think that's really cool and interesting, just to see just to see how like this track can be used, and as well how you can use it to your advantage. Like if, let's say, there's a person on the yellow path, you could try and use a green shell or something, or a green shell, red shell, to try and hit your opponents. And again, like also with something like a bomb, you can use a bomb to try and throw it towards a particular character and try to slow them down, that kind of thing. And I think any kind of item you get in the game, excluding something maybe like, so any throwing item, I would say, can work really well with this kind of track. I think that's really cool and fun to use. And now I'm going to show you another track that I do quite like in the Trifle Cup. So, and the other track that I do quite like from the Zelda pack is the Trifle Circuit, mainly because it's from the Zelda series, and mainly because the Zelda series is one of my favourite gaming series. I do quite like that, and one of the things that I quite like about the track is in its aesthetic or the music. So I'm gonna just turn the music up a bit. So hang on, I'll probably just turn this up a bit more so you can hear it. So the whole music is of Zelda, and also the coins in this game that you'll normally collect in the game are all replaced with rupees. I think it's quite nice. And also, if you hear the whole, yeah, that's quite cool. So the whole item collection thing is in the style of you getting an item in the Zelda series, and also there's also the as you just saw, I was able to perform the sort of mini shortcuts in this game, which I think is quite cool. So I'm just going to turn this back down now. And also, if you look at the sign, that says The Legend of Zelda, which is quite cool because that's very different to the normal Mario Cup or Mario Kart signs you may get in the other tracks. So I think that's quite cool, and I just enjoyed this track as a whole. So yeah, that's been it for the gameplay. Now it's time to go back to the review. So I'd say that the Zelda pack as a whole is really enjoyable. I think this is some of the most fun tracks in the whole game of Mario Kart 8 as well as Deluxe. And I do enjoy some of the new characters that were brought into this pack, because not only do you have Link, but you've also got Tanuki Mario as well as Cat Peach. And even though those characters, both Tanuki Mario and Cat Peach, are interesting characters to bring in, they're basically just Mario and Peach, but with a different skin, or alternative costume or whatever, because they're just the same characters. And I think it would have been better if maybe we had gotten another character from a Mario Kart, no, from a Mario game, or maybe I don't know, because like if it just feels like to me, those two characters just feel like characters for the sake of the roster to be expanded. Because with Link, it makes sense because he's part of he's a part of the Zelda track, and it does feel like it makes sense to bring him in. And I feel like they could have gotten another character, maybe someone like Captain Falcon, who comes from a game series who's known for racing. And yeah, I feel like maybe if we had like one Mario character, Captain Falcon and Link, maybe, I think it would have made more sense if that would have been done. And also, one of the tracks in the Egg Cup is something from F-Zero, so I think it would have made more sense if Captain Falcon was a part of the Zelda track, because his course is in this DLC, but we haven't. It's just a new costume feature for both Mario and Peach. But I don't really mind, just if I think that brings the DLC a bit down. It's just characters in there just for the sake of the roster to be expanded, I would feel like. But overall, I would say that the Zelda pack is enjoyable. I do enjoy all of the tracks in both Egg and Triforce Cups. I feel like they're really interesting and really unique takes on some of them being on old tracks as well as new tracks to be fun, and they're just not there to be they were just tracks, yay. But they're still enjoyable, so yeah. So that's been my review for the Legend of Zelda pack for Mario Kart 8. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.